really warm welcome to Urban Flower Collective. My name's Lisa, I'm your host here, and this is video 4 of 4 succulent tutorials. This is the last one. It's a little hanging succulent. It's a little bit different from the other 3, which I've tried to show you how to make succulents using different types of petal cutters that hopefully you'll have in your toolkit. So I hope you enjoyed this lesson. It's another from the archive, so it's quite an old tutorial, but still quite relevant. Remember to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. You'll be first to see all the new stuff that's coming out in the new year. And if you need any help with your sugar flowers, then please come and join us at Urban Flower Collective on our free Facebook group. I'll speak to you soon. Bye for now. I thought just at the end of this succulent tutorial, I would give you a little bonus lesson on how to make a little hanging succulent. So little bulbous succulents. These can be made for upright ones as well, but I think they look really nice hanging. So I'll show you one I made earlier, just for a demonstration for you. So if you can see, it's got lots of little succulents on there, and that looks really nice in a cake, along with our other succulents that we've made, just hanging down in a cluster. So that looks really nice. So I'm going to show you just how to make these, just to add a little bit more interest to your cake. So let's get started. We don't need much at all for this tutorial. All we need is some flower paste or modelling paste. Again, I'm using ultrafine, just that's my favourite. I've coloured it up with some gooseberry green just to make a nice pale colour. I want to make some pale ones, and I'm just conditioning that. The only other things we need is some 28 gauge wire, so a really fine wire, and I'm using green this time because it's so fine and so fiddly. I don't want to have to tape up every single wire. I want it to look green, so I'm going to leave that green wire. So if you can get some green wire, if not, if you've only got white wire with white paper, you can always dust it green rather than have to tape it all up. Or of course you can tape it, but it will be a little bit fiddly. So if you just use green wire, that's great, and I'm using 28 gauge, so it's very fine. I've also got some florist tape just for taping it up at the end. I've got a pair of needle nose pliers, and I've got some edible glue. I'm using egg white. You can use edible glue if you'd prefer. So all we are going to do really is make some balls. So I'm just conditioning this paste, and then we want several different sizes basically just to add interest. So that's quite a large one. I would say that is about 1.5 centimetres in diameter. Then I'm going to go for a few centimetre balls as well. So just roll them up. And you can see in this grid, I can see how big they are. Then I'm going to do a couple of much smaller ones as well. So maybe 0.5 centimetre in diameter. So a couple of small ones. And then maybe a couple of bigger ones, maybe a couple of 2 centimetres. So I'm just rolling those up into balls. Pop that paste away. I'm going to take my wire, and I'm probably going to cut each length of this into 6. So that's probably how long we need it. Don't need it too long at all. So I've cut that into 6. You can use scissors to do that. Now, next I'm going to take each piece of wire and just put a tiny little hook on the end, like so. Just a tiny hook. This just stops the wire going right through the ball, and it also hooks on to the ball as well. I'm going to dip it in some glue, and I'm literally going to take the ball and stick the wire into the bottom of it, and then just give it a little squeeze at the hole where the wire's gone in, just to seal that up. I'm then going to pinch the tip just to make a bit of a cone shape, because that is the shape of the bulbs that I want. So I'm going to do that for all of them. Once you've got those done, I'm just going to take this sponge pad that I had from earlier, and I'm going to take a, you can either use a cutting wheel, or you could use the sharp end of a dressing tool, and all we're going to do is make an imprint a few places around the bud. So just some lines in there. You could use a knife, whatever you prefer. So you can see I've just imprinted some lines into that. As I say, you could use a blade if you want. I've got a X-Acto knife here. You can just pop that in, but try not to squash the shape of your bud. Once that's done, we can do some dusting up pretty much straight away. You might want to wait until they've dried off a little bit, but I'm just going to make a start now and see how I go. So I've got some moss green, which is from Sugar Flare, and I'm just going to use a little bit of that. I'm going to keep them dark and keep them a green colour and just give them a little dust. Again, you can leave these as they are, or you can be as creative as you want. And it's a good little tip for any kind, you know, if you want berries for Christmas wreaths, or if you want berries to go in any other flower arrangement, autumnal arrangement, then you can use this same technique. But you can see I'm just shading them a little bit at the base, and I'm keeping the tips a little bit lighter. So I'm going to take, in fact that's the wrong colour. What I'm going to do is cut this, because this is a better green to match. So get a green that matches your wire better. I don't need full width, so I'm just going to cut this. So I'm going to start with a really small one and maybe a bit of a bigger one. And I'm just going to tape these two together. And then you can add whatever you like, really. You can make it full, you can make it a bit more sparsely decorated. I'm going to pop this big baby on now, I think. You could make several of these and just have them sort of hanging like so, you know, have them hanging down on their own. I'm going to give this a glaze with confectioner's glaze. I'm just going to give it a spray, and I think that's a really nice little addition, another little hanging succulent. So as I say, you can manipulate these berries, these buds, whatever you'd like to call them, as much as you want once it's on the cake. But that looks really nice when it's in with another succulent. So I hope you've enjoyed that little bonus lesson. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.